I really don't know what to tell you people. And if you have a question, ask me. I might be able to answer it.
What was here when you moved in?
What was here? Well, the CCC was just ending up working in the park here. And they completed those two big rock walls on Black Hawk Road. They finished working here in the park, making trails, and we, as our children were growing up, had a nice time walking through the trails. And we had, there were houses here that were in the middle of one block. One of them was right below us on between 12th Street and 13th Street and between 42nd and 44th Avenues. And the man that had his house right in the middle of the block, his name was Ben Channon. And of course he lived there for a long time. For a while he let us have the top part of his lot for a garden, which we planted, and even I canned some food from it. And then there was another house between Black Hawk Road and 45th Avenue. And there was one house in the middle of the block. It's still, both of those houses are still there. And the one by the Black Hawk Road was the Peels, who have the Peel Automotive Company now in East Moline, I think it is.
And they had horses.
They had the whole lot.
Oh, they had horses,
And
yes.
that's where those apartments are now.
And
That's where Doug Walker lives. Right next to the apartments, because I worked with Mrs. Peel, who taught French at Moline High School.
Oh, okay.
And she lived in that house.
Okay, was that Barbara or?
Helen Peel was her name.
Oh, okay.
That was the 60s.
Okay.
And then between 12th and 13th and between 43rd and 44th, there was one big house there.
And
Whose was that?
I don't know who built that one.
Really?
12th and 13th.
Between 43rd, between 44th and 45th.
Okay.
Who's,
Oh,
Have lived there when there was streetcar on 11th Street. And pretty soon, not too many years later, they put the buses in. And during the time that they were building up here, our girls were growing up, and they were free to come up to the park and play here. And you wouldn't dare, they were here by themselves. You wouldn't dare let them come up here now.
well, other than your four daughters, were there any other Indians up here?
We were not Indians. The Indians came to the park soon after we came, and we could hear them from our back porch, the thumping of. They had a pavilion here on which you could hear them stomping, and you could hear the drums rolling. So we didn't even have to come up to the park to hear them.
Well, I think the first Pow Wow was held in 1941.
and that was in the 40s. Well, they would come up and build their teepees, put up teepees way in the back there, and they'd live back there
It
for
seemed
the
like they
whole
were here for like a
weekend.
week.
Was it around Labor Day?
Yeah, it was a long time.
Always around Labor
And
Day, they
we'd
used to
watch
come.
them set up their teepees and cooking, and then we'd,
Kind of make friends with the kids.
and then like she said, we'd hear
Yeah.
them at night.
Well, I have lived here the longest. We came here in my house in 1938, and we had one daughter then. She is 78 now, so we have lived here for 76 years, and that's a pretty long time.
And then they were talking about David Sears Jr., the son of the man who founded, they lived on 14th Street.
Yeah, on 14th Street at the top of the hill.
And we knew the daughters, Vesta and Daisy, Harriet Daisy.
Yeah, and Daisy was a friend of the ladies that lived next to us who used to own our house. And that was the house between 13th Street and 13 and a half Street, half a block down the hill. And
On 44th.
on 44th Avenue. And we used to go blackberry picking together with Daisy Sears. Daisy was about 70 years old then. I didn't even have all my little girls yet.
Our little girls down there.
Yeah,
And Vesta went with them.
yeah, and Vesta Sears was a friend of the lady that owned our house. And she went blackberry picking with us somewhere out in Sherrard. And she was about 70 years old then, and her sister Daisy was older. But when she got in the car, she had on this long dress and sleeves way down to her knuckles. And now, mind you, Daisy was 60 in her 70s, and her sister was older. But when Daisy came in, she said, when Vesta came in, she said, Daisy made me wear this old dress, which was good for blackberry picking. Yes, and I remember there were just a few houses on 12th Street. 13th Street we were only one of 3 houses in the block, and we're still only one of 3 on one side. The street below us has about 5 houses in it now. And I don't know what else to tell you, but it was a fun time then. And of course,
Times have changed.
times have changed very, very much. Yeah.
Did Dr. Sodders have his office up there?
Oh, Dr. Souders lived in the
Yeah, they own that, yeah. On the street.
southwest corner, and Dr. Ostrom lived in that beautiful house on the southeast side.
That then Dr. Bailey lived in. And
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Seeger.
Yeah, and then several doctors lived there,
And
and
Vesta
now
was one of the house
it's
boys.
getting more beautiful every year, I
Was the
think.
water tower always there? I remember it was there when I was a kid.
The water tower was there, but now, of course, there's a new one there. It's been fun living up here, and I've aged quite a bit. I'm 99 now.
Can you believe that?
Well, I think the air's been pretty good to it.
And I was 23 when we came here. Can anybody beat that?
And I think she stays very.
You're almost as old as Helen.
Come back here. You better enjoy them brownies, the last one you're gonna see.
And I'll have to tell you, even though I'm 99, I'm still volunteering at Trinity West.
Yes.
Still drive my own car.
Not too far anymore, huh?
I was going to say, they take me to my doctors all the time, and Jeannie buys my groceries.
Yeah.
But I can still drive by myself,
Yeah.
but mostly only around town, because if we go out of town or to the doctors, they want to go, because I know where I'm going, but I can't remember what they told me.
I'm surprised you admitted that.
That just happens.
Blanche Bohatka.